Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the latest financial dramas and corporate secrets. Today we're diving into Sachem Capital Corp's latest filing, and let's just say it looks like they're gearing up for some big moves, or perhaps just cleaning house before the year wraps up. Before we jump into the nitty-gritty, if you love getting these direct, no-fluff insights from actual company reports, smash that subscribe button, and for even more exclusive discussions and early access to our deep dives, join our Discord community linked in the description below. Alright, so what we have here is a Form 8K filing from Sachem Capital Corp. Think of an 8K as a company's way of telling the public something important just happened. Now, this particular filing is mostly about announcing their financial results for the 3 and 9 month periods ending the 30th of September of 2025. They also held a conference call to talk about these results, and a transcript of that call is also part of this filing. But honestly, the really juicy stuff when it comes to understanding the health of a company like Sachem Capital is usually found in their financial results. This filing points to a press release and a transcript which hold those numbers. So, while the filing itself is just the announcement, the underlying details are what we're really interested in. This press release and transcript would normally contain the actual financial statements, the numbers that tell the story of how the company is performing. We're looking for things like revenue, profit, debt, and how these have changed compared to previous periods. It is like looking at a health checkup for the company. Are things improving or declining? Sachem Capital also lists their various securities here, including their common shares and different types of notes and preferred stock. We see things like their 6.0% notes due in 2026 and 2027, along with 7.125% notes and 8.0% notes also due in 2027. They also have Series A cumulative redeemable preferred stock, which has a liquidation preference of $25 per S-share. This just tells us the different ways the company has raised money and what their obligations are to various investors. Each of these debt instruments has an interest rate attached and a maturity date, meaning when the company has to pay back the principal amount. Now, looking at this filing, it is important to remember that the 8K itself is the notification, not the detailed financial report. The real meat is in Exhibits 99.1 and 99.2, the press release and the transcript. Without digging into those, we can only infer that they've announced their Q3 2025 results. Typically, these announcements would highlight key financial metrics. For a company like Sachem Capital, which deals in notes and preferred stock, we would be keen to see how their interest income is performing, how their loan portfolio is holding up, and their overall profitability. A 20% drop in revenue, for instance, could mean they're losing one in every $5 they used to bring in. On the flip side, a 20% increase would suggest they're expanding their business significantly. The dates provided, like the 5th of November 2025 for the announcement and the 30th of September 2025 for the period end, are crucial for comparing performance year over year or quarter over quarter. This allows us to spot trends. Is the company growing, shrinking, or staying steady? Let's imagine hypothetically that their press release showed a significant increase in interest income. That would be a strong positive, suggesting their lending activities are booming. Conversely, if they reported a rise in non-performing loans or increased provisions for potential losses, that would be a red flag. Warren Buffett, for example, would be looking for sustainable earnings and a strong balance sheet, meaning the company has more assets than liabilities and a solid ability to meet its debt obligations. He'd want to see consistent growth and efficient operations, not just short-term gains. The filing is signed off by John L. Villano, CPA, who is the President and Chief Executive Officer. This is standard practice, confirming that the leadership is aware of and sanctioning the report. The date of the signature, the 10th of November 2025, tells us when the report was officially submitted to the SEC after the event it is reporting on, which was the announcement on the 5th of November. So, to wrap up this particular filing, it's primarily an announcement that Sachem Capital Corp has released its financial results for the third quarter and the first 9 months of 2025. The real financial story lies within the exhibits, specifically the press release and the investor call transcript. Without those, we're essentially just looking at the cover of the book. However, based on the structure of these filings, when it comes to a company like Sachem Capital Corp, we're always looking for how they're managing their debt and how effectively they're generating interest income from their lending activities. Their series of notes, the 6.00%, 7.125%, and 8.00% represent significant financial commitments. The performance of these notes in terms of interest payments and repayment would be a key indicator of their financial health. A consistent ability to service this debt combined with growth in their investment portfolio would signal a company moving in the right direction. The risks for a company like this would involve interest rate fluctuations, economic downturns that could affect borrowers' ability to repay, and competition from other financial institutions. An opportunity might lie in expanding into new loan markets or developing innovative financial products. Based on the information we can glean from this 8K structure, Sachem Capital Corp appears to be actively communicating its financial performance. The crucial next step for any investor or analyst would be to scrutinize the detailed financial statements within the referenced exhibits. Alright, that is our quick decode of this Sachem Capital Corp filing. What is your take on what these announcements might signal for the company's future? Do you think they're on solid ground or facing headwinds? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this breakdown was valuable, hitting that like button really helps the channel, and subscribe for more direct insights into corporate finance. And don't forget to check out the Discord link in the description for more in-depth discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next decode.